Hello everybody, this is Pure Mist from GhostGamers.net, and today I'm going to be bringing you a very special game. This was played in the GOM TV All-Stars between Slayers Boxer, yes, the one you know from Brood War, and this is the real Slayers Boxer, Lim Yo Hwan himself in SC2, spawning as the Blue Terran here in the right position on Lost Temple, and his very worthy opponent is going to be Sangho. Was also a very heavy Brood War player, now transitioning into StarCraft 2 like a lot of pro gamers nowadays. And he is going to be your red Protoss here in the left position on Lost Temple. And this is going to be a very good match. Both these guys are titans in the StarCraft 2 scene and were definitely titans in the Brood War days. Of course, you don't get much better and more famous than Slayers Boxer himself. So we'll see how this match plays out. Neither player can start things off with some cheese. So we see very standard play from both players. Neither player deciding to go for cheese. Got a barracks coming down for Slayers Boxer inside of his base, as well as gateways here from Sangho. Just gonna chrono boost those probes, get them out just a little bit faster. Now we see the gas coming down for the Protoss player, very standard timing as well. And similarly, the same thing happening on Slayers Boxer's side. As this game continues to develop, we have a probe from Sangho scouting the top position, not seeing too much, and going to hop right back into Boxer's base here. We got the gas finishing up for both players and immediately mining it with 3 harvesters. Gateway now come down for Sangho. Doesn't look like he's gonna commit to that early Zealot. Gonna place down the Cybernetics core before he decides to pump out a Zealot. Boxer on the hand making a Marine plus the Orbital Command Center. This Marine's gonna help chase away Sangho's sort of pesky little probe from his base. Second gas coming down for Sangho here, so it looks like he's going to place a little bit of a tech route here. Now first Marine is out and it has successfully ushered away this probe. Just going to take a peek here at the Zelnaga Tower and just chill there for a second. Boxer's SCV on the other hand is now just about to move up into Sangho's base, and there's nothing Sangho can do about it because his Zel is only about halfway done. So this Boxer is going to scout this Cybernetics core as well as the second gas going down from Sangho. So he is going to be able to adapt to this however he likes. We have a tech lab coming down for Boxer, and this SCV, where is it going? Looks like it's about to make itself a command center here. So Boxer choosing to go 1 Rax into command center after scouting what Sangho has, so he's feeling comfortable taking that early expansion. Now he does see the chrono boost on the Cybernetics core, so he knows that warp gates are coming, so very standard from the Protoss player, and he only sees 1 gateway, so this early command center is definitely a good choice to make. He feels like he can hold off any sort of early pressure Sangho can throw at him at this point. We got a Marauder coming out of the barracks now, excuse me, and we see a liftoff into a reactor barracks plus 2 more. Looks like 2 more barracks gonna come down for Slayers Boxer here. On the other hand, we got a gateway here in the back from Sangho. He might try something funny, as well as a robotics facility here come down. So this game is definitely in the works here, developing. Probably going to see some sort of mid-game engagement here from either player. Sangho's tanking his side of the map, Boxer's doing the same. These 3 barracks is going to make great use of Boxer's sort of maximized income here with his second expansion. Just coming up now and immediately making that Orbital Command Center. This SCV is going to get minor. Oh no! A probe is going to sneak right past these forces from Boxer and going to go scout these 3 barracks and going to get a good look at everything that Boxer has. So Boxer now has nothing to hide from Sangho, and this pesky probe has ninja'd its way to the back of the Emperor's base. And he is going to see everything and feel great about taking an expansion. We've got a scan coming down, going to see these 4 sentries. So Sangho is going to have a very defensive posture coming into the early mid game here, and as well as this observer, so he's going to have all the information he needs and all the defenses he needs to get that expansion up and running. So both players setting up for a very defensive posture here. Now we got more Chrono Boost coming down, and a second Observer now coming in for Sangho. So Sangho is going to have a good look at everything the Boxer is going to make. Boxer now finally getting down his second Refinery. This Observer is going to move in. Let's just take a look at what it's going to see as it approaches Boxer's natural expansion here. It's moving in. Going to see the forces from Boxer. Sees everything, all of Boxer's unit composition, all of Boxer's production facilities. He's going to see the second gas going down as well as the factory. So Sangho now has his eyes on Boxer and he knows exactly what he's up to. He's going to be able to adapt to this, and he's even going to see that starport going down before this Observer moves away. So Boxer has his entire hand revealed now to Sangho and doesn't even know it. So this is going to be a very dangerous position coming up for Boxer. He's going to be playing blind against Sangho, who knows every single move Boxer is going to make. Looks like Sangho is going to opt to go for Immortals and Colossus to deal with what Boxer is going to throw at him. Coming up, he does see the Starport, so if he makes the Colossus, he's got to be watch out for the Banshees and the Vikings especially. But looks like he is going to feel pretty comfortable nonetheless as he gets his natural expansion up and running. Boxer still just chilling in his base, very defensive position. Let's just take a look at everything that Sangho sees. This Observer is going to see absolutely everything, and this Observer is going to keep a nice eye on Boxer's troop movements when he moves out. We got two Vikings now coming out on the field in just a second for Boxer. Unfortunately, getting scouted again by that Observer. Sangho, look at this. He's not spending too much minerals right now making units because he can see everything the Emperor here is doing. However, Boxer is starting to amass a nice little handful of medic marine, just marine and marauders here at this moment, and we're gonna see some medevacs being built right now. Two Vikings now out on the field. We'll see what he decides to do with them. This is a very interesting unit to make at this point. There's not too much that those Vikings can do at this point. I mean, there are no Colossus out on the field, so sort of a preemptive strike coming out for the Emperor here. Maybe he's going to go for the scan and take out the Observers, but he could have done that with the Marines. We'll see what he makes use of those Vikings. It was probably just a preemptive move to counter those Colossus. He doesn't want to get those Vikings too late, or else they would not nearly be as effective. Now, two medevacs coming in for Boxer here, and this Observer is going to see everything before it gets taken out. Good little eye by Boxer, seeing the blur and scanning it out. However, he got to see pretty much enough, and it's definitely worth the 25 minerals, 75 gas that it cost to make that thing. Or is it 50 minerals? I cannot remember right now. Anyways, we got extended thermal lances coming in for Sangho here. So those Colossus are going to be able to rip a new one in Boxer's forces if Boxer just doesn't be careful with his Marines. Looks like he is going to take an aggressive position and be the first to move out here. He wants to be the aggressor here as he takes his third expansion. He wants to keep Sangho on the back foot so he can get his gold expansion up nice and safely here. Taking control of the Zalnog Tower. Got good position on Sangho. He can keep Sangho here in this little choke. I would like to see some siege tanks to solidify this position, but right now his tech doesn't look like he is going near that as he places down a second starport as well as two more barracks. So it looks like no tanks, Thors, Hellions for the Emperor here. Gonna stick with mass medic marine and marauder here. I would like to see him add some ghosts to this unit composition as well, but ghosts aren't too effective against Colossus. Maybe if we see some Templars. Oh, what is this? Double Stargate now coming in for Sangho. He's gonna mass those Phoenixes actually. So those are gonna give him a great tool for harassment, as well as pick off those pesky medevacs that heal Boxer's troops, as well as maybe take on those Vikings as well. But of course, Phoenixes don't do too hot against Vikings at all. This Marine is going to escape with his life, as well as take a look at the entire army composition from Sangho. So Boxer now knows exactly what he's up against, and he is definitely pulling ahead in terms of economy. Let's just take a look at the income tab here as we see the gold expansion minerals coming into fruition for the Emperor. We're going to see his income soar above that of Sangho. As we can see, it just jumped 200 minerals per minute just because he dropped down a couple mules here. Now we can see it is over 2,000 now up against Sangho. So he's going to pull ahead as Sangho now just barely getting his gold expansion up. This Marine is going to scout this top position, not going to see anything but it's good map control, map awareness here, and nonetheless from Boxer, a lot of Vikings. So Boxer is really looking to counter those Colossus with some air units, and these Vikings definitely have the range to deal with the Colossus. They have immense range and can pick off those Colossus from afar, and there isn't a lot of anti-air coming in from Sangho. Besides these Phoenixes, actually, what am I saying? There are tons of Phoenixes. I was looking for those Stalkers, but definitely Sangho has not decided to go the Stalker route instead of using the Phoenixes to counteract the Vikings. But here we go. Boxer is moving in with a scan to lead the charge. A lot of Vikings. I don't think this amount of Phoenixes is going to be able to deal with those Vikings. He might just need those Stalkers. Okay, now Phoenix is moving in. Vikings trying to get the shots off on the Colossus. I feel like he needs to target the Colossus more than he needs to target those Phoenixes. But these Vikings are taking heavy damage. Oh my gosh, Sangho. Oh my gosh, these Phoenixes just ripped apart the Vikings there. I think Boxer needed to keep his Vikings at a farther range. That is definitely the key of Vikings. You can shoot from afar. You don't need to get up close like Boxer did, and those Phoenixes just ripped Boxer apart with their +1 air attack, and now they're picking up SCVs left and right inside Boxer's minerals line, and Boxer has no answers to this. He is gonna keep his units out on the field because, again, he has nothing to deal with these as his Vikings get picked off as soon as they form. And this is what I'm talking about. Vikings outrange just pretty much everything they go up against. This is exactly what Boxer needs to do, but now there are only 3 Vikings out on the field, and oh my gosh, they're going to get flanked from the back by the Phoenixes. Okay, now Boxer's units are extremely low on health due to double stims that he used there. So he's got to be really careful for these 5 Colossus now out on the field for Sangho. Each Colossus doing 15 damage with each swipe of the lasers. Boxer's Marine heavy army is about to get demolished here if he is not careful. Now looks like Sangho is going to move in. Boxer really has no answer to this. He's stimming more, but that is a double-edged sword there as force fields go down and Boxer's units cannot even reach the Immortals from Sangho. And look at these Immortals just rip up what is left of the Emperor's troops here as he moves into the natural expansion, and there isn't much Boxer can do at this point. Sangho is very light on the support. However, these Colossus are probably going to be enough to dish heavy damage on Boxer here. They're very, very exposed. However, there's just nothing Boxer can throw at them at this point. He's trying to get things out. Let's take a look at the production tab. He's got 7 Marauders here in production, but it's just a little bit too late as Boxer calls the GG here. GG. Game 1 going to Sangho here. I'll see you guys in Game 2.